All right, everyone, let's get going. There was a slight lag in it. I'll keep this more like a, maybe we can split it into day 14, part 1, part 2, but either way, okay. So where are we now? I have one tribe lock which can have multiple errors, and each time it faces an error, it is capable to catch that specific error and handle it separately. Here I'm just printing something, but we could do any kind of an operation at that point. Login defect, send email, send alert, start another Java program, and so on. What can you do at what point in time, and how do you handle it is what is shown here. All right. Now, let us say, for example, I did not have an arithmetic exception here. So by default, the main exception will get kicked in. That's our parent one. So if the parent one is there, then that's good, the main exception. That will handle any kind of an exception. If that is not there, then it does not know what to do. So now if I run it, oops. Oh, it's all good because there's no error. Now let's run it. And it says that it came for all other exceptions. It has come here for us. Okay. So it is all about how we want to give the details at what point. And then we have the finally. Finally, I don't think there are any parameters for final. Quick reference to W3 schools. I also have to show throws. Where is try catch find? Okay, exceptions is here. Okay, Java try catch. What are the exceptions he's used here? Exception, just one. Okay, finally. Yeah, just finally. Oh, no open close bracket. Finally will get executed either way at the end. Okay. So now there's an error. I'll execute this. So that will come, and finally also will come. Let us remove that error and re-execute this. Everything is fine. The finally will still come in. So finally comes irrespective of errors occurred or not. So your try catch will help you to basically try a piece of code, and you can catch various types of exceptions and decide what to do on. For those of you who are doing Selenium and automation testing, you can say element not found, element not interactable, element not visible. All of these are the different types of exceptions that Selenium gets to the exception class, parent superclass. All right. So that's how you can use try catch in multiple zones. Now, where was the assignment that one of the members who did for task is, yeah, Samkunad, you did for the task, correct? So basically it helps to run programs smoothly without any errors, correct? But then, can I tell you all one very important caution for you? Do not use try catch till your code logic is first completed. Why? Because let us say this constant error here, your try catch will ignore it, right? But you will not be able to catch it. It keeps slipping. So do your logic, your programming, build those things without a try catch first. They should all work correctly. Then you put a try catch in a case that may not work correctly after that. Okay. So do not start your programming by putting a try catch first and writing logic into it. Write your logic and then surround it with try catch. Like that's a shield for us. Yes. Time elapsed. What's time elapsed? I didn't understand. Where is time elapsed? Is it in the screenshots assignment? Okay, sure. Yes, we're coming there. So now, this is a very good assignment, team. I really like this for many aspects. And we're going to save this as J53. This is not screenshots only. Task manager. Okay. All right. Let's see what we can do. Now this is going to be interesting. But before that, I want to show you one more thing before I come there. Okay. Tick. Function F2. I'm going to call this J54. But then, how many will I need for what did you want to show? Log4j. Oh, Log4j, I need a few. That's fine. J54. Suppose Log4j. It's a very, very interesting thing. You'll love this. So, and for this, I'll use some of the files from a previous lecture that I did. So it's a little faster for us to move along. Okay. Now, team, if I want my program to write status, warnings, errors, or updates, where can I put it? First, we learned how to put it into a console using a print statement. Then it's a print system.out.print like that. Then we also learned how we can interact and maybe put it into an Excel. We know how to interact with web UI using Selenium. You can interact with Excel using Apache POI. You can use response and request, RESTful response request for your API, and so on. So for everything that you do, you are interacting. So if you want to log status, an additional option is Log4j. So basically, it's a Java built log book. So understand what a log book is. Think of log book as you have a simple store. So any stock coming in, you log it. Okay, we have received 2 gallons of oil, 3 gallons of this, a pound of this, whatever. So you'll log, entry log, and then you're selling something, you'll put an exit log. You're able to compare and see what is happening. Log helps you in overall bookkeeping team. So for a program, also we can maintain a log, like how I could say, okay, so this is a error, right? So where is this log going, everyone? When I put like this, where is this message going? When I do this, where will this message come? Correct, into a console, and that's where this will go. So now my idea is I don't want it to be in console. Why is it wrong for information to stay in the console? Once you clear it or you run another program, that is gone. That is wiped out. Console does not maintain. Console output is temporary, and that's a challenge. So now let's look at how we do Log4j. So log4j, the first thing we do is log4j. Let's search for log4j as is. Apache. It's also Apache jar theme. 2.x. A lot of documentation is there in the core team, not just in this doc. So please use both of these together. I will also share all the code with you, everyone. So log4j, you're looking at the jar file for this team. So you can basically click on download and get the latest jar version for it. So binary zip should be good. And I had an issue the last time. I'm going to try once again. Let us see what comes out. Oh wow, 15, 13. That's really slow internet team. Now it's getting better. So while that's happening, how does it work? What happens? I'll just mention team. Ting, 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 ting. I have to import log4j into a project, everyone. So once I do that, I also want to open up the SDET code. Actually, I'll need log4j.properties. And yeah, good. Did it download? Still downloading. Okay, there we go. I'm going to open this. Windows Explorer. Log4j.jar. No, which one is the one? I'm not sure, team. But I'll share the one that I have. It seems to be working fine. That's in mind. Anyone tried? Yes, we need to download log4j. Anyone tried log4j download? Which jar file are you using? Let me know, please, from the download. The one that I'm using, team, is in drivers. I have this log4j 1.217. I think it's a little older version. No, it's not the older version. It's the latest. Or I'm using one of these. So primarily the code that we're looking for is here. Logger is what we need to import, team. Java util login is not the one for that. We're going to use a different one. And this bunch of code. Now, to our project, I'm going to right click and go to our properties, Java build path. And I'm going to associate one more external jar team. We did POI earlier. Now I'm going to add the log4j jar from here. So once I've added this jar, I should be able to import most of these into our program automatically. Log4j. There you go. Apache log4j. That's what we're looking at. And this name should be exactly the same name as this team. So I'm going to change this J54 underscore log4j. The reason that's important is because this will put it into one log file, team, with text, HTML, and so on. but there's a common log file that it is entering. In any program in your package will do the same. Oh, 1.217, Divya, that's working. So now see, all the errors have gone. But at this point, if I execute this program, it will primarily have an error saying that no appenders could be found. It does not know where to log, how to log, what format to put that. That details are there in our properties file. So all I need to do is, in our same package as we have also every other program, the main source folder, I'm going to create a new file and call this as, I forgot the name, log4j.property. Log4j.property. That's the name of this file. Okay. It may look like a simple text file once I say .properties, and I'm going to paste all this content here. What this basically is doing is very simple thing. In this case, I'm only using text and HTML. Actually, I'm doing both of them. So I will briefly explain, team. I want you to take this further a little bit more based on this. See, what it is doing is, here it is telling me what all formats am I logging in. Info, console, RHTML, and so on. And basically, whatever formats we're giving, we're talking about how we will append that data to it. That's the appending part. Here is the location to my log file and my HTML file. So this let us change to something in our folder. So C drive training Java Mark 2020. Here, let's create maybe a new folder called log. And in here, let's put some of this data. So I'm going to copy this, take it here, and I'll say, be careful to give the double backslash T for the path. My log file dot log. Okay. Now similarly, the HTML version of this. My log HTML.html. And out here, it is basically talking about the pattern team in which we are giving information. And each of these things, it will tell you where, what, how, and so on. There's a timestamp, there's a new one, and so on. I'll briefly talk about it. Use this as is team. You can add more parameters, change them, but so on. But this decides as to where and how the information must go. So now if I save this, I'm assuming this should run fine at the moment. If it runs fine, then this folder also should keep getting updated. So let's keep our eyes on both of it. So if log is coming in here, there you go. Do you see that? I got my log file. And it tells me that at so and so time, date and time, and this is my class through which there's an info, there is a warning, there's fatal or error, and what I want to give as the information there. So similar to try catch, it does not stop execution, it just collects and stores that information offline. So I'm saying start of logging, this is debug, info, warn, fatal, error. So what all came here? Info, warn, fatal, error. Debug did not come in debug. But if I do a debug execution, I didn't close this file, but the log file will get updated. See, it's getting appended to it, to the old one. Actually, don't see that debug coming through, but I don't even have a breakpoint. If I don't want it to get appended, I go to my log4j.properties, and this append that is there, I will change that to false. So what that will do now is it will overwrite the old file each time. It will not retain that. So I don't need this. I have this. This was not needed now. What was my log file looking like? It was looking like this with all this data. Now I rerun my code. And my log file still getting appended. Why? I just said log4j.properties is false. File.append is false. So let me delete this and once again rerun it. It is so much fun to just play around this thing non-stop. You don't know where the time would end with it. I've not come to the HTML yet. So this is first one. I'm going to rerun again. It should not be overwriting now. Oh, it is overwriting. Sorry, it's supposed to overwrite. It's not supposed to append. What happened to this append? Log4j.properties. Append is supposed to, I said it is false. One quick search on the team. I won't take too long on this log4j. Append. If you open it to append, the value C will be containing A, B, C. Suppose you have fine initially contain the data A, B. If you append, okay. If you open it to truncate, then truncate. Truncate is the one doing T, not pause. So here, so I don't need to give anything maybe. Let's try without anything. And I know that there's some content here. No, it's still appending. I'm not sure which one it is using. Okay, that's the only one theme we need to look at as to why it's not overwriting it. But let's also look at that HTML format now. Now, this is the HTML version of the same. Now, all the details as to the time, the thread, the level, category, message, and then new line. The same thing is specified here too. So it says in the layout, HTML layout is there, same, and conversion pattern for the console here. So this is the date is coming, then the time is time, yeah. The class, the severity, the message, all those details are being put out here based on this content. Something at a very basic level for you to be observant as you apply it consistently across practices and projects, will get more proficient on this. Now, with this logging, one of the key things is once you go here, you can easily see what is coming as warning error. It helps you to go and research as to what is happening. Just as a simple example, Emiot, the application that we run so many tests. So if we have the logs here, if you look at it, so anything that we've been doing since the installation of this version, which was March 12th, all the test execution that we've done would all be here onto the same one thing. So anytime someone says that a customer, you know what, something happened, I also ask them to send me the log files. I can look at what, where, how, and try and debug better. All right, everyone? Now, let's look at this task manager and try and put some more things into this. Let's review the code as is team, and then I'll see how we can add logging and all that into it. So what does this task manager do? A lot of code, okay. The first one here is called capture screen. Capture screen, we're just sending a file name to it, and it is capturing that screen, and it is not returning anything back. So what does it do? It tries, see here are two more exceptions that you can look at. Let's add that to our collection here. IO exception, input output exception, AWT exception. So each of them are doing their own exceptions out here. What happened? Why should I remove this? Add suppress following hide to X. Unreachable cat. Oh, it has no exception. This one will not come before this. One of these won't be able to happen because remove catch clause. Then how will I put? So some of these override the other. The saying, in which order do you want to put them? File not found exception is not going with IO exception. Unreachable catch block. Okay, I won't disturb this one. Let the code be as is for now. But at least we see those couple of exceptions that was handled, put here. So what is doing here is set of reusable classes and reusable objects. Here I see we're talking about different classes. One is a rectangle class that basically is talking about the size or shape in which we want to do. But instead of saying a specific rectangular area size, we think let's take the entire screen size. So I know my screen size, that's the size I'm giving. So this feature of buffered image is the one that's capturing the create screen capture using the robot class here. So after that, it's basically taking it as an image IO.write, and it is taking that as a JPEG file and writing it. And I'm saying snip taken. So whenever I want, I'll take a snippet. And all I need to do is capture screen, and I'm sending file name as where to put that. Sounds good. Now, what is my main doing? My main basically saying is enter username and enter task to perform, enter start to begin, string begin task, instant start, instant now. So, is this the latest one? I think almost the latest one. I'm going to delete some of this. I is less than 5. And I think we're doing for 5 seconds interval, so and so. And task, okay. I'm just reading the code once, team. Okay. So begin task. All right. So now all I want to do here is add a couple more things, team. Okay. So there's already a try catch log. There are already a screenshot. But each time it does this, and I want you to work along with me on this. It'll take one more day for you to submit maybe back. I want one to generate a log file of screenshots taken, and two is to generate an Excel file with the same data. Use array list in this case. That's what we need to do. So this is very interesting, team. All I'm saying here is capture screen is there. I'll also say log something. So maybe in capture screen itself, all I need to do is replicate this. So I have a static logger. It'll have the same name. J53. Okay. And here, once I've taken that, there is that file. Here. Info and error. So log.info is there. Plus file name. Sounds good. So I'm adding also a log info as to where that is going. You go into HTML team and it will also go into this. Now if an error occurs, I will say and any error, for example, all the other errors. What happened to my typing? Unknown exception plus E. Okay. This is log.error. That's when we don't know what the error is. If I know what the error is, then I can say, okay, AWT exception here. And I input output exception here. So each time I'm able to XEX and capture this data. I can always give finally and just say in this case log dot no error info done finished with screenshot method. So all of this detailed team stay within your log file as and when the program is getting executed. My log4j properties is going to point to the same file. So it will replicate on the same one team. So when I run this program now, it'll ask me a bunch of things to do. It'll start taking screenshots and so on. Let us see how it will work. How do I end? Enter end to finish. Start, begin. So in terms of this code, it's very simple, team. We're taking input from the user, storing it into task. Begin task is taking the next input as a line. I don't know what it's doing with that. So I'm taking start as a time now. This is basically a time as from 1970 thing, epoch time, or the milliseconds so far, very, very large number. And then once we subtract with the current time at this point, I know the difference. The difference will tell me how much milliseconds it took. If I want it as seconds, I divide that by 1000. I get the total time. Now what is it doing here? Randomly, next integer of 10. Still 10, it's taking value, sleeping thread for that value into 1000. And then take one more, capture screen, okay. Enter end to finish. So if I don't enter end also, it will finish basically, correct? I'm not checking if it's end only. We're finishing. So a few more logic can be added in the flow is correct. Now, how do we fine tune this? Very specifically becomes key. But let's try and execute this program and see what comes out. Enter username, KK. Enter task to perform, I don't know, T2. Enter start to begin, start. Sleeping thread. It's telling me how long it's sleeping before it's taking screenshots and so on. Maybe it's taking 1 in every 7 seconds. Oh, there we go. We have an issue. Taking screenshots, system can't, there you go, because I don't have any folder with that name. And that's why it says file not found exception. And even this file not found exceptions, you can put a try catch to it and say that, you know what, I didn't find the file. We had it, we removed it because of this IO exception, but file not found is a better exception to have here. File not found exception. Now let's look at if it gave any output to us. Where is it putting this data? Let me see. SQL/screenshots we're saying. Okay, did not put there. Let me see my log files at least. They updated it. What time? Oh, this is not log. I was thinking 7:15. So nothing recently done, I believe. No, it did. See, it did update the log. This is the task manager thing only. So that's good. Our logs are updated. Now, what I'm trying to do is fix this. Let's go to log and I'll put a screenshot folder here. So that's my only change that I need to do. Here to my system, make sure I change my folder to screenshots, and then we can add the file name into it. And here I will give a random one from 0 to 3. And it should be able to do till I hit stop or something. Taking some screenshots. Let's say, oh, there you go. That's good. Doing a few. And let it keep taking screenshots. And it also generates a log file. So that's good. How we're protecting our content from debugging, the ability to keep everything for ourselves. Now let's see. How many did we run? I think it only does a few. And then do I need to say stop after it repeats for 5 times? It is basically asking to complete. So I just say stop and it's done. So total time taken. Would like to perform new task? If I say yes, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, and now it start taking pictures. It will start putting everything in, and we can see how this operation happens. And that's good because for us, that's the whole objective. We want to see what is happening on the screen while the program is executing. Something's wrong in the audio, everyone, or only Pinky? It's fine? Okay. That's the moving mind. All right. What else do we have? So that's about it, team. Audio is fine. And we basically are able to twist and turn our code the way we want. From a learning perspective, there's a little bit more that you can keep going from Java, but I strongly believe if you can cover all these concepts and become good at this, you're done well, team. You're done well. So, yeah, I would want you to, if possible, take this code and fine tune it further, make it neater as an output and give it. That could be a good assignment. It is still not totally done. I want each and every entry to go into an Excel file. I just showed you how the log we are doing screenshot. So team, from my side, that's about it. Stay in the Skype group with Java. And yeah, let's do some live exercises, keep interacting on it. And let me know if there are any questions. Okay, team. That's it from my side then. Thank you so much for all these days of learning Java along with me. Practice well, keep going. I think the beauty is in the simplicity of how we want to take each and every one step at a time. If I do another batch in Java soon, you're more than welcome to repeat, team. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for your participation. Really appreciate it. Take care all. Have a great weekend. Bye then. Bye, everyone.